Great. Thanks for taking the first step and signing up with Noteconference.com. You will be pleasantly surprised at how willing we are to share our information with you, and the amount of information that we share with you for free is enough for you to actually get into the note business. We would, of course, like you to sign up with our Note Conference education, but it's not necessary. We don't mind sharing this information out to you. And so here we go. I'm going to walk you through my first note deal that I purchased, I'm going to have to say almost 12 years ago now. This was a note that I purchased in York, Pennsylvania. It was a 5-bedroom, 1-bath house. All the houses in York, Pennsylvania are row houses in this particular area, and they were all built at the same time, like in 1900. So they were very old properties, but they were very roomy, very livable properties, not the greatest neighborhood. So I bought this note. It was a $60,000 face value mortgage. I bought this mortgage for $12,500. I bought it from PNC, I believe that was a PNC note, and they were willing to sell it to me at a discount because they were getting no response from the homeowner, which is the borrower, and they figured they would sell it to me at a discount just to get it off of their books. That is the residential non-performing mortgage note business that we are in, that we teach. They sold me this loan at a discount. I received the collateral files into my office. I had someone review all the documents that were in that collateral file to make sure that there was nothing missing. We didn't have to go back to PNC and correct any of the paperwork. Everything was fine. We then contacted the homeowner who lived in Wyoming. He had a tenant that was living in the property paying $475 a month. So after a little discussion with this borrower, the borrower agreed to sign over a deed in lieu of foreclosure. I'll get into that in other videos on all these technical terms that you need to learn. He signed over a deed in lieu of foreclosure to us. So the reason that he signed the property over to us is because we are acting as the bank. So when you're acting as the bank, there are certain guidelines that we need to follow, but there are certain advantages that we need to enjoy as well. One of them is the option to foreclose on a property and forcefully take the property because of the contract, the mortgage that this borrower had signed. And instead of him having a foreclosure on his record and any type of deficiency judgments against him, he agreed to sign over the documents, the deed over to us, which was just a one document piece of paper that I had an attorney draw up. We got that out to him. He FedExed it back to us, signed with a notary, and now we own the property. It was simple as that. We recorded that document with the county, and now there were some back taxes owed on that, which we knew about, and we paid the back taxes. We now own the property. We had a tenant that was already in that property paying $475 a month. So we were getting almost $6,000 a year off the rent. Again, remember, I paid $12,500 for this note, and I think maybe $2,000 in back taxes. So all in, I'm probably into this with the attorney and everything, maybe $15,000. That was money that I had. I was using that from my self-directed IRA. We teach how to open up and use self-directed IRAs for this type of investment. And we collected rent on that property for approximately 2 years, which was about $12,000. And then the tenant moved out. The neighbor was interested in buying that property from us. And so we sold that property for $25,000 to the neighbor, who was doing some type of lease purchase option type deals throughout York. It worked out perfect for us. It was literally a slam dunk. That was my first note. These happen all the time. This is how it goes. We become the bank, and we are more able and more flexible to be accommodating with a deal like this, because I was working first in the borrower's best interest, and then I was working in the tenant's best interest, and now I was able to be the bank and sell this house off as an REO, and that's just one of the many deals that we've worked on throughout the years. It's a wonderful business. It's a great space to be in. Here I am, never looking at this house. I bought the collateral from the bank. I never had to go to the house. I never had to look at it other than just collect that rent payments. And in fact, I told this borrower, I said, listen, if we receive 2 full rental payments from this tenant that you have in place, I will give you a check for $500. And he agreed to that. He got in touch with the tenant, told the tenant to stop paying the borrower's mother was actually stopping over and picking up the rent. The tenant stopped paying the mother and started writing the checks to my self-directed IRA. It was as simple as that. I go online, Odessa made a payment, and it went directly into my IRA, $475, about 25 times. She paid rent to me at $475. And then I got a phone call from this potential buyer who lived next door. And she said, hey, I would like to buy your house. And I sold it that day for $25,000. So that's a typical note deal. Again, thanks for signing up with Noteconference. I look forward to working with you in the future, sending you a lot of great content, more case studies like the one that I just went through right now. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at mike@noteconference.com. Click on our YouTube subscription. You'll see that below this video as well. Click on the subscribe button so that you will be notified of any new material, because essentially that's what we're giving you for the price of you giving us your email. We're going to give you content. That's a fair deal. I look forward to working with you, and happy investing.